the other platform. Once that is okay, then we are good to go. No, we can't wait anymore. Because how's that? Let me see. Is it working now? How's that? Let me see. Is it working now? Wait, it's not working then. What happens? Let me see. Ah, it's working now. Okay, great, fantastic. All right, I think. All right, I think we're all good. Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, yeah, I think we're all good. We're all good. Okay, okay. Let's see what the other. What do you guys just sent me? Yeah, it's so cold, like winter. What? Where are you, my friend? Where are you? Why are you saying it's so cold? Just like winter. Isn't still winter? Well, it's spring, I guess. Yeah, so like in Shanghai, lots of the flowers are already blooming. Everywhere you go, you just see a lot of flowers. hmm Good to see all of you guys. Okay, guys, for those people who are new in here, just so you know, usually our live is about talking and discussing about China and comparing maybe the difference between China and the world. I know there are people coming from live streaming from literally everywhere around the globe, right? For those old followers who are already in my live streaming, you know that. Like we have people from Europe, from America, from Canada, from Australia, and also from Africa, Middle East, and also, of course, from Asia. I even received messages from our Japanese friends asking, hey, I'm Japanese. I want to visit Shanghai. Do you have any advice for me coming in and visit? You know, things like that. So we literally have people from everywhere around the globe. And also, when it comes to age, we also have people from different kind of age levels, right? There are, I think the eldest is like over 70 years old, and the youngest can be as young as 14 years old. So the crowd that's coming in here are very, very diverse. So it would be great and will be very interesting that we can discuss about so many things and just compare different age groups and compare things between different cultures, right? And people everywhere are just sharing about their knowledge about China and also their knowledge about their own countries. So usually we would set up a topic and discuss about it. And then people would then just start to share about their thoughts about their country and their culture, their age group inside the comments area. And that would be amazing that we can have a very funny discussion, okay? So yesterday, I have like a great topic today. So yesterday, I saw a post by a very famous professor. Well, I think he's from Taiwan. He's not from mainland China. Somehow, like he becomes really, really famous. Okay, his name is called Lang Xianping. I think Chinese people, you all know him because there was a moment in like I think a decade ago when I was like younger. Well, decades ago, like 20, 15 years ago, like, he was like so famous. Like people really like to watch his, like he got lots of interviews on TV and people really like him to talk, like to hear him talk about his opinions on many things. And back then, social media wasn't popular, so there are very limited sources of ways like you could hear other people sharing their opinions, but especially there are very limited sources to hear people of like him, like to share kind of opinions on so many different matters, right? So when he shared a lot of his opinion on how he thinks about society, how he thinks of economy, like he definitely attracted a lot of attention. His name is called Lang Xianping. It's very hard to spell it. So if there are Chinese people inside the chat group, it would be great if you could just type his name in pinyin so that my foreign friends could go and search for him. Okay. So I was just mentioning about him, basically some brief background introduction about him, because I was about to quote what he has shared on his social media platform, and which really attracted my attention. Okay. We can talk about show speed. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can talk about later, okay? Yeah. So Famous for what? Famous for sharing lots of his opinions. So he definitely is a very famous professor. I think he used to be a famous professor in Hong Kong University or Hong Kong Chinese University, like one of the prestigious university in Hong Kong. He was the professor inside that university. So he was the professor dedicated in studying finance, I think, economics or finance. So many of the ideas, many of the opinions he shared back then, consider was like 20 years ago, right? When people don't have access to social media and people don't have lots of access to those, opinions from those kind of people who are inside university, who are professors, right? Not like today, like a lot of content creators, for example, people like me would share our knowledge about like various aspects we see about the society, and then people would come in. And okay, so there are a lot of ways to absorb knowledge, but back then it wasn't like that. So he was very good at delivering messages and delivering opinions that really good at attracting the crowd's attention, okay? So that's why I saw he started his social media account in today's platform, also like Rednote, that really caught my attention. Well, not Rednote, I think it's Douyin, right? And then he said something, which is one opinion. He shared his view around it, which was 久病床前无孝子. Okay, 久病床前无孝子. So for Chinese people, you guys know about it. What basically he said is 久病床前无孝子. Let me think what is the best way to translate it. So I shared before, his name is called Lang Xianping. Can you spell it? It's hard to spell, okay? His surname is called Lang, which is Lang. First name is Xian, Xian, Ping, okay? Xian, Ping. Xianping, and last name is Lang, Lang. The problem is that I think he's from Taiwan, so the Taiwanese way of spelling should be like very different. Xian, N, not M, Phil. Yeah, so exactly, Phil. Yeah, 久病床前无孝子, which means that, so I shared before that in the Chinese culture, unlike in the US or in other Western countries, like when people get old, you just basically still take care of yourself. You either use your savings to hire a nurse to come to your home to take care of you, or you would just go to a nursing home, right? So that is how the Western, like old, young, like people works, right? The family, how the family works. For the younger generation, they would then just go to the nursing home to take a look at the elderly, the parents, right? And like in China, it's usually like the family bonding is so strong that it is considered to be not good if you send your parents to a nursing home, right? You should always just take care of your families, your older generation, your parents at home. So you should do everything just for your parents instead of just sending your parents to a nursing home, right? I shared that before, right, with you guys, friends, right? So it's very interesting. The kind of idea he shared is, I think, instead of, you taking care of everything, you should use the Western way, like hire someone to take care of the elderly, because the logic behind is you won't be able to be always just so patient, so good at taking care of your parents when they get old. We have a very disabled person at home, like you have to take care of every aspect of his or her life. That would means it's gonna be like greatly deteriorate your own life quality. So that is the kind of translation of 久病床前无孝子. Like when you have to really take care of your parents for a long time, then you wouldn't be able to do it as great as at the beginning. So that's the kind of idea he's sharing. So that video got so viral, like so many people liked it. Like I guess so many people resonated with it, I think. And the problem is, yeah, exactly. So he kind of shared is that the logic behind is like you really need to have a lot of money. So instead of you take care of your families, it would be great if you have a lot of money, you earn a lot of money, and then you hire someone to take care of the parents instead of you yourself do it. So that's the kind of opinion he shared. And it is very, very interesting that when he said that, he quoted many stories, like, for example, So like he definitely is very rich, right? Because he becomes so successful. So that is why he hired some nursing care to take care of his parents, who later, I think, passed away at the age of 98, 92. Like it's definitely considered to be a life with very long longevity, right? And then he also quoted his friend. So the friend of him doesn't have a lot of money at home. So basically, different siblings will have to take care of the parents, take turns, right? For example, this kid is going to take care of the parent for these 2 months, January and February. The next kid is going to take care of the elderly for March and April, and then take turns. However, when the parents are really, really old, it was like so much trouble of taking care of all the elderly. So all the generations of the generation of his age becomes so impatient of taking care of the families of the older generation. So he's basically sharing about that kind of phenomenon really made me think, my friend, really made me think. So it was very interesting back then. We shared about the difference between East and West. I was always saying that I consider the Eastern way to be better, right? I said that, okay, family always bond together, right? And it's considered to be a virtue that the younger generation could have their older generation to be at home. And the younger generation take care of the older generation very well. And that shows, it's a great sign of the family bond together. And that is considered to be a great virtue of the Chinese society. So what is the literal translation of that saying? The saying of 久病床前无孝子, right? So direct translation should be, if parents get sick for long, then he or she won't be able to have a very good son or daughter. I think that is a direct translation, okay? Yeah. So I feel like, I was sharing before, I think that, okay, the Eastern way is better. That's also because like my parents are not old enough, right? They're still very young and they're still very energetic. They're still very good at doing everything by themselves. I never experienced the kind of time that this professor has experienced, right? And he shared that about, his feeling and thoughts about everything, right? So it was like very interesting when I hear it about his saying. So it also makes me think. So the other day I also shared something like, when it comes to educating the next generation, it was about like 鸡娃不如鸡自己, right? I also shared that, which is when it comes to educating our younger generation, people say that, okay, instead of pushing my kids to study as hard as possible so that they could earn a good career in the future and then earn big money in the future, why don't I just push myself to work as hard as possible and earn as much as possible so that later I don't need to push my kids to work as hard as possible and then they could have a greater life. If I can prepare a great life for my kids, then why should I just push my kids to work as hard as possible to earn a great living? They could live an easy life because I have prepared everything, right? So do you see everything in common? Like when it comes to the generation taking care of the elderly and the generation taking care of the younger kids. Do you guys see there's something in common, my friend? Yeah, this is life, my friend. This is life. Yeah. I believe the same phenomenon is apparent in the US now. Yeah, it would be great to hear your thoughts, my friend. It would be great to hear what is the thought in like the kind of things you see in your country. And it would be great to make a comparison between the two, okay? So I was saying that, for example, you are in a generation whose parents are getting so old, and they say that, okay, you need to have money in order to hire someone who can take care of your parents and provide a very great life for your parents, right? There's a saying like that, right? And there's also a saying that, okay, you need to have money in order to make sure your kids can live a comfortable life instead of like they have to work extremely hard in order to get into an upper class and to have a better life. So it's, it really makes me think. I start to understand, okay, fundamentally about the Chinese society, like the reason why we discuss about those like relatively sensitive topics is what's the nature, what's the truth, what is the real mechanism behind the Chinese society before. Like it seems like everything is supported strongly by money. I'm not sure if it's considered to be a sensitive topic, but I definitely consider it's a great topic to discuss in depth, my friend. Yeah. So I was like thinking after seeing this like social media post by this famous professor called Lang Xianping, right? And I start to think about all the social phenomena I see everywhere. And also we discuss about like marriage, right? You guys, many of the foreign friends were in here and asking about, oh, I heard about this bride price in China, right? So what is the bride price? Like, oh, okay, so the groom will have to pay a price in order to marry a woman, something like that. Okay, so the logic behind that is also, okay, if you want to marry someone, so the parents of the both sides will have to provide a red packet, which is considered to be initial fund for the young couple to start a family, right? So the logic behind, again, is what? Is still money, right? So I was, preparing a post over the weekend, which is about, like, so many people asked about, like, leftover women, right? I consider, yeah, maybe that should be a great topic and we should, just make a post about what is leftover women, etc., right? And so somehow, like, it comes up to my mind, okay, so what is the criteria? Why is women so hard to get married nowadays, right? So what is the criteria of those women wanting to get married? And I realized, okay, in today's modern society, it is no longer about, okay, I fancy you, I like you, then I'm going to marry you, right? It's like so many other elements behind, so many factors behind the pure love that makes people decide whether I should marry someone or not, right? That is also, a very, very, very big phenomenon nowadays in China, right? So I was comparing the US and China, right? And it said that over 70% of the women in the US, they would take humor as a top priority. So if I am dating someone who can make me laugh, that guy is almost halfway of getting me, right? It was the kind of mindset, the logic behind the American kind of dating, right? It's like humor comes first, like charming comes first. These are the things that comes first. However, when it comes to China, it's always about like how much money do you have in your bank account, right? I need to consider that. Oh, and also like, do you have your own apartment or do I have to live with your parents? Oh, these are the things that comes like first that we need to consider before thinking about, oh, should I marry you or should I not marry you? Like these again, my friend, you see the common thing in all the different relationships, again, is about the money, right? Do you have enough money so that when we get married, that no matter it's good time or the bad time, no matter it's like good economy or bad economy, we will always have enough fund, enough deposit that we can go through all the hard times. Are you financially sufficient to support the family? Are you able to always generate stable cash flow in order to support the entire family so that when in the future we have kids, we make sure our kids can get a good education and our family is going to live in a very good standard, right? A relationship is worse in China. Only this point is bad. I don't know why. What do you mean, my friend? Could you elaborate more on that? Yeah. And also, it's population dynamics. Not everyone can get married. Yeah, I know. That comes to another topic. Yes, I'm just trying to share. The kind of thing I'm trying to share is that you guys see, I was sharing at the very first about this professor. He shared because he's very old and his parents has passed away. So he shared about his opinion of taking care of the older generation, the parents, right, when they get really old. And according to him, like you need to be rich in order to have enough money to hire a nurse to take care of the parents. And then the family is going to be really harmonious and everything is going to be fine. Otherwise, if you take care of your parents, everything you do it yourself, it's not be good as like you hire someone, okay? So everything behind that is money. And later we also talk about like, okay, if I have kids in the future, how are we gonna raise our kids? Again, the competition is fierce and also the kind of education resources are very limited. You have to be rich and wealthy in order to prepare your children, get access to the best, education resources, right? Again, the logic behind that is also what? Financial support, money. Again, also when it comes to marriage, this is the third type of relationship, right? The relationship with your other partner, right? When you decide who you should marry, when you're picking the person you want to date, picking the person you want to marry, again, with money, right? So the three kind of relationships I mentioned about are actually pretty much covers the most important relationship we have in life, right? The relationship with parents, the relationship with children, the relationship with our partners, right? These has basically covered the most important intimate relationships in every aspect of our lives, right? So, and you see that even though these are the closest relationship when it comes to parents, no relationship is closer than the relationship with your parents, than the relationship with your children, and the relationship with your other partner, right? So these are considered to be the most intimate, the closest relationship. And the problem is that the logic behind like having a good relationship, even though they are the most intimate kind of relationship, is money, my friend. What do you think, my friend? So this is like very interesting thing. Like after I saw this post by this professor and got so many likes, and the post definitely got viral, right? And then it really made me think. So he basically just shared the relationship between himself and the parents. And also he also shared something like the relationship between himself and the siblings, right? His siblings. And he's saying like, okay, still, again, like everything is pretty ugly and everything is around money. So he's not talking to his sisters, brothers anymore because like, okay, according to him, he's saying that, okay, his sisters and his brothers always come to him because of, always asking him for money, like everything is just like that. It's, I don't know if it's good or bad or it's just human nature. Like everyone just after interest, after money. I don't know. Like, do you guys have the same feeling? Because I think like maybe I am relatively young. I don't see the true sides of the society. I don't get a lot of taste of those kind of, money-based relationship. Also because maybe I guess also I come from a relatively okay kind of family, though I haven't really experienced the moment that, there's a very big financial struggles in my family. So like in my world, everything is still like pretty simple, pretty clear, pretty crystal, However, maybe the real society is like that. Yeah, so that's why like when I really saw those kind of posts, it really made me think, okay, am I just being always in those Ivy Tower? Really get to see the truth about the society? Yeah, really makes me think. There is a stereotype marriage is about connection, not wealth. What do you mean, my friend? Yeah. Nitrix, your teas are amazing. You like this red tea? Yeah. Yeah. Would you marry a poor man? Exactly. I don't think, that's the kind of question that starts to make me think, right? Because I am already married, and to be honest, because of my education background and everything, I don't think I get access to people who are extremely, extremely poor, right? People around me, the people I hang out with are usually people who are pretty similar to me, right? So that is why, like, also, okay, comes to another topic, which is like why I really like to have this live streaming, which is because like, okay, because of the live stream, I get access to people who are so different from me, who are from other backgrounds, who are from different social classes, and I get to talk to all of you guys, right? Which is amazing. Otherwise, like if I only live in my world, what I see is basically everything around me and only hang out with people who have similar backgrounds, who are like very similar to me, right? So what is red tea? This thing. This is not a t-shirt, but like people just say a tea, okay? So this is red, right? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that is like very interesting. Let me see. There are a lot of interesting comments. I'm looking for a boyfriend whose parents will back me to leave for their son like 10 million years. Oh, Shan, you're so funny. There are those kind of interesting social media content creators making short videos, like pretending they're dating some like extremely rich second gen, and their parents just don't want her to date the second gen, and then just give her like $10,000, or is it not enough? Like, okay, 1 million, not enough, 10 million, off you go. Thank you very much. I'm gonna leave your son. That is so funny. Yeah. 10% male can make with 90% of female options. Hypergamy. Okay, so complete, are you saying that, okay, so Theory: 10% male can mate with 90% females. New World Order. You're right, complete. I saw a theory. Okay, yeah, so I was making a theory of that as well. Yeah. When you're talking about the 10% male, you're actually talking about the 10% richest, wealthiest, like definitely at the top of the pyramid of the society, right? They could mate with 90% of the females. So this is a great topic because there are so many things behind that theory, right? So, well, we discussed about hi Chao bottles. So we discussed about this leftover women phenomenon here in China before, right? We discussed about, ooh, that is loud. Okay, so we discussed about leftover women. What exactly is leftover woman? So leftover woman, for those people who are new in here, refers to women in China who are above the age of 30 who are still not married. So these are considered, all called or labeled as leftover women, like expired good. So I consider that to be a really, really impolite way, almost a very rude way of calling a married single woman, okay? So the thing is that, just so you guys know, if you look at the entire population of China, my friend, if you look at the entire population of China, so the population of men, where compared to the population of women, there are 5% of men, more men than women in China. If you look at the population kind of a calculation of the Chinese people, okay? So it's 105 to 100 men to women, okay? So 5% more men than women, okay? Still, so if that scenario works, if the theory works that, okay, each man just match with each woman, then there should be a lot of leftover men and there shouldn't be any leftover women, right? Because there's so many more men compared to women, right? The issue is that still, nowadays we see so many women who are unmarried. The reason behind is because women nowadays really pursue the quality of life after marriage life, okay? So that is why people don't compromise, even though there are plenty of men out there waiting to be married, right? Women wouldn't say I want to marry simply because I need to marry. I could just earn a living for myself. I earn degrees, right? I very well educated and I travel around the world. I buy beautiful earrings, beautiful necklaces, beautiful dress for myself. So I don't need a husband to pay the bill. Then why should I marry someone if that person is not going to bring a better life for me, right? So those kind of, thinking, those kind of mindset makes a social phenomenon that even though there are more men than women, still there are a lot of women still choose to be single, remain unmarried, right? That is a kind of society, current phenomenon here in China. Oh, and guys, follow me, please, okay? Guys, follow me, please. If you haven't done so, please follow me, okay? Follow me, please, if you haven't done so, okay? And also, it's also interesting, if you look at the very, very, very down class of the society pyramid, if you look at the pyramid, if you look at the lowest class people, so there are definitely way more men than women who are not married. So, for example, if you're in China, if the person, I'm not going to say you, okay, that is not good. So, if the person is mentally ill, 如果是比如说精神不正常的，对吧? If a woman is mentally ill, she comes from an extremely poor family, still she wouldn't have any problems of marrying. Because of what? Because we have so many men in the society more than women, right? And these people might come from the very, very low class of the whole society. They need a woman to get married. Then they could behind that is about giving a huge amount of gift. Well, not a huge amount, huge amount, relatively speaking, to the kind of wealth they have, okay? So to them, a huge amount of money as red packet in order to have a woman to get married. And the woman, even though is mentally ill, still, they will get married. However, if it's a mentally ill man from a very, very poor family, then no way is he gonna be able to marry someone. To marry a woman. So that's a kind of very interesting thing, we say, the scientific study. There's a kind of a scientific study about that. Yeah, so I guess the phenomenon of having, the theory, which is 10% of the men has no problem matching with 90% of the women, is kind of true. Is because, so if you look at the pyramid, right? So for men who's on the very top of the pyramid, then they're very wealthy. Because they're wealthy at the same time, they would also keep a pretty healthy diet, right? That is why later they will look a lot more refreshed. They have a good taste when it comes to dressing themselves up, right? Everything becomes like really good and they look really good and they have no problems of matching with women. However, if you look at all the and for every woman, like I think it's also human nature for women. You always just want to marry someone who are like very smart, who are like dazzling, like who are just glamorous, kind of men, right? So that is why, like you say, okay, for men who's like the top 10% of the social pyramid would have no problems of marrying with the rest of 90% of the women. However, it's not the other way around. So if you are a woman who's at the top pyramid of the social society, like you're very wealthy, you're very powerful, and that might not be so true, like the other way around, right? Because men always, like in many of the men, like in China, we have this word called 大男子主义, right? For many of the men, they want to marry a woman who's like not so good as them. They always want to feel like I am more powerful. Okay, I am the one to support the family. So I don't want a woman who's like stronger than me, who's more powerful than me. So it's not the other way around. So if you are a woman at the top 10% of the pyramid, probably not the same story as if you're a man of the top 10% of the pyramid. So from that, I agree with this theory. So that is also considered to be very interesting, right? So the whole topic behind like every relationship is so interestingly, so money driven. That is actually pretty interesting. Yeah, my friend. Yeah, and guys, follow me please, okay? Follow me please if you haven't done so. Okay, follow me please if you haven't done so. So that is actually what is going on here in China. So I'm very curious to know is it the same in your country, my friend? Is it the same in your country? Glamorous like yourself, my friend. Are there any guys in China that play video games and don't work who are always single? Of course there are, Michael. There are definitely like guys in China who always play video games. So the phenomenon becomes a lot more, I think, nowadays than before. So it's also, I think it's a society's kind of development that you would naturally come across people like that, right? We can quote Japan as an example. Many people might know about the lost decade, right? It's actually lost 2 decades actually in Japan, right? Japan used to have a very, very good economy back then I think in the 80s, right? And then whatever happened to China was back then what happened to Japan. So you have so many Japanese going out and buying all the luxury brands, right? That is why you see back then all the fashion brands use Japanese as their logo, and they would work with Japanese superstars so that inside, like for example, in the Louis Vuitton shop in New York, you will see plenty of Japanese lining out there. And then another like Prada shop in Paris, plenty of Japanese lining out of it. Like everyone in Japan was so crazy about buying luxury stuff. That was before, right? But later what happened to Japan was the economic downturn, right? In Japan, okay? In Japan. And then lots of the younger generation in the society of Japan start to feel like, okay, no matter how hard I work, there's no way am I gonna climb up the ladder and become get into a big higher social class. That was what happened to Japan. So that's why like Japan somehow developed a huge industry of video games, right? And animation, right? Because that provide a great way for a great space, a very pretty comfortable space for those Japanese like younger generations to stay at home, get them indulged in all those like electronic things and also the virtual world, so that they don't need to face the reality out there, which is so cruel. There's no way they're gonna find a job so that they could climb up the social ladder and coming into the higher social class, right? It was what happened back then in Japan. So that's why like back then in Japan, you start to see still nowadays there are like so many, in Chinese we call it 宅男, right? Back then in Japan, still now in Japan that there are so many people who just stay at home, play video games, watch animation, and get indulged and really like those virtual singing stars, right? The animation kind of superstars singing out there in the screen, right? And don't work and who remain single, right? So people ask me about, do we have that in China? Yes, we do. And the logic behind, I have already explained it about Japan. And to be honest, the logic is pretty the same, okay? Yeah, not going to touch on that because I consider that to be a very sensitive topic to discuss when we discuss about China. But since I've already quoted about the Japanese story and the mentality and logic behind that, you guys could also deduct from that to come to a conclusion about what's going on here as well, right, my friend? Yeah. Nitrix followers want to know what is the average age of Chinese women marry? Yeah, sure, my friends. I think the average Chinese woman marriage is around, well, it really depends on cities. It really depends on cities, okay? I think overall should be around like 25 to 25 around. Yeah, that's pretty much the average age. If you look at the entire China, if I am not wrong about that, my friend. Yeah, if there's anyone who knows about this data, it would be great if you could just let me know and type in the comment, okay? I don't know the exact number because I haven't really looked for it. However, I think, in my impression, it should be around 25. However, if you look at the first-tier city, for example, a city like Shanghai, like Beijing, people have this tendency of getting married at a later age. For example, basically, I see like many people of my friends, they actually plan to get married after the age of 30. So my parents got married at a pretty late age. So my parents, in their generation, they were definitely considered to be very late in getting married. So my parents, they got married at the age of around 29 or 30. So in my impression, I always had this kind of impression that, okay, people should get married after the age of 30. That was in my mind, okay? That was in my mind. I was always had this impression that people need to get married after the age of 30. It was after the age of 30 you start to realize, okay, what is truly something you want, and then you get married. And later I discovered that after I graduated from university, then starting from time to time, okay, this person got married, that person got married, that person got married, and I realized, okay, it's not true that you should get married after 30 because so many of my friends are getting married before 30. And also along the years when I, grew up in my 20s, this term called leftover women become all of a sudden so popular. Back then when I was little, there was no such calling of like leftover women. Somehow when I was in my 20s, like when I grew from 21, 22, 23, 24, like all of a sudden, like this leftover term becomes so popular that everyone is saying like, oh, I don't want to be leftover women. Oh, leftover women this, leftover woman that, kind of that. Like then all of a sudden, like I was like so anxious myself as well, right? I was like, oh my God, is it really wrong like to get married after 30? Because all the good guys has already been picked and married by others who decided to get married before 30, and because I decided to get married after 30 and then all the guys got picked and not available, no longer available in the market, and then I became the leftover woman, and I was so anxious back then. Yeah, it was like so funny about that, right? Yeah, and guys, follow me please, okay? Follow me please, and keep on tapping the screen to sending likes, okay, friends? Keep on tapping the screen to sending likes. Keep on tapping the screen to sending likes, and then follow me, please. Okay, follow me, please. Also, there's a button on Red Note here, which is called Interaction, which looks like a leaf, little leaf. It would be great if there anyone who can join my team. Okay, join my team. Thank you, Chunmei. Thank you, those friends. First of all, join my team. Okay, if you haven't done so, join my team. And also, definitely, there's also like a yellow ticket, which is called 人气票. It would be great if you could send in some like the 人气票, like the yellow tickets, so that my live stream can be pushed to more people, so that more people can come in and we can have even more heated, more interesting kind of discussion in here, okay? It would be great. Thank you so much, 王子是直猫. Yeah, thank you. And I need definitely more people to join my team, okay, my friends? Is there anyone else who can join my team? Yeah, it would be great if we have more people to join my team, okay? Yeah, so continue. Like I was sharing about my own experience, right? Still, I feel like, yeah, I don't think like getting married at too early ages is good. Like, because like I discussed before, right? The fundamentals, at least in Chinese society, okay? You guys can tell me what's it like in your society, okay? You guys can tell me what's it like in your country, in your society. At least I analyze the Chinese society like the fundamentals behind all the most intimate relationship in the Chinese society is actually money. Actually, whether you're able to support the relationship with enough, good quality material life, right? So that's the thing I'm discussing about. So getting married at too early life, you're not actually earning enough money unless you're coming from a very rich family. Otherwise, you have to just prepare the savings yourself. Like getting married at too early age, definitely you don't have enough money to earn it. You don't have enough time to earn enough money, right, to get prepared for a very good marriage life. And then when you not only have to support yourself, but also have to support a family, and also when both people are not like so mentally mature, lots of conflicts would then happen to the family. So, even though back then I was pretty anxious, so I think that is a smart decision to think like getting married at an older age, because like back when up to that time, then you are financially more sufficient and mentally more mature, and you're more able to handle all different sorts of situations, no matter it's about like financial situation or family situation, also more capable of dealing at the intimate relationship, right? The relationship not only with your husband or wives, and also with your father and mother-in-law, right? And like everything becomes a lot better. So I think that is the kind of, kind of like what I think. Yeah. Don't worry about trends and focus on what you're interested in. What do you mean? What does Chinese women expect from the relationship? That is also very interesting, my friend. Yeah. Guys, follow me, please, okay? Follow me, please, if you haven't done so. Can we get more followers in here? If you're in live for longer, don't forget to follow me, okay? Don't forget to follow me, my friend, okay? Yeah, so what's the question again? Let me see. What does Chinese women expect from the relationship? Yeah. Okay, so like I said, very differently, right? So I said like, okay, if you're dating an American woman, a Western woman, potentially the kind of thing they're looking for is, okay, are you funny? Are you humorous? Are you able to make me laugh? If you're able to make me laugh, I love you and I'm willing to spend my time and life with you. However, in Asia and China specifically, what we're looking for is not only whether you're humorous, where you're able to make me laugh, also, like I said, okay, are you financially sufficient to support a family? That is like very important we are looking for. So people asked this question to me before, and in my very previous lives, I was saying that, okay, what are the things Chinese women look for? Basically the same as the Westerner. Whether you're able to respect us, whether you're charming yourself, whether you yourself is someone like worth dating, right? I was giving a very general answer. However, nowadays, when we start to think about this question deeply, I discovered that, okay, there's some difference between these two. You don't know Western women. Okay, it would be good. So Sneaky Sky, it would be great if you could share me about your thoughts about Western women. Probably I don't know much because that is the kind of stereotype I get. And also that is the kind of data I get. So I saw this data said that 70% of American women, over 70% of American women who thinks that, humor is the top priority when it comes to dating. However, in China, it's definitely about the financial situation, especially in nowadays societies. If you compare today to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it's not the same. Now, women, somehow also thanks to social media, people have already seen the real life and got, brainwashed, realized that, okay, financial support is actually the fundamentals behind all those intimate relationships. And they start to realize, okay, money is so important. And they would pay attention to money as well, okay? But of course, having said that, women around the world basically want the same thing, right? We want respect. We want genuine care, right? These are the things that we want in our real life, right? If you remember what are the drink we like to drink, you remember our birthdays, and you could send in flowers, you can send in like beautiful earrings as gifts. These are the kind of things that make women happy. So no matter from which country, which culture, basically the logic behind is the same, right? That is really interesting. Women here value humor, but they consider being poor or short as very unfunny. the fact you're saying that is considered to be funny. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Jiang Qingfeng, for joining my team. And friends, follow me please if you haven't done so, and join my team if you haven't done so, okay? Join my team. 加入粉丝团，谢谢。Yeah. Definitely need to keep myself hydrated because I'm still like a bit coughing right now. Yeah, to be very honest with you guys, like these several days when I wake up, I always think like maybe I should skip the today and maybe I should take some rest and not live streaming because I'm so tired and I'm not feeling very comfortable. However, like this morning, I was struggling whether I should do the live streaming, and I opened my RedNote app and I saw in our followers chat group, there's a follower called Ying who was asking, oh, is the live on today? Is the live on today? And there's someone replying to her like, oh, 7:30. I feel like, okay, so many people are waiting for my live streaming. Yeah, I should just do it today. Yeah. Yeah, it's not because I'm really energetic. It's because like whenever I start to do the live streaming and there's so many people coming in, then you guys are being so supportive. And like there are people literally out there just waiting for the live streaming to start. And that's why it makes me always want to just, no matter whether I am energetic today, whether I'm not energetic, I just want to do the live streaming with you guys. Yeah. Yeah. Western women only date. Apex women, Western men. What do you mean? Yeah. And guys, follow me, please. Yeah. Thank you. Dedicated fun. Yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Daniel. Yeah. 哈哈，姐妹，因为你放加油，谢谢 Apple. Yeah. So that is a very good question, okay? So the poverty in China, what percentage of the population? The truth is that I haven't really studied research on that, so I couldn't really give you the answer. So maybe after I study that, I could share a bit more with you on that topic, okay? However, I could guarantee is what I can really share is that China has definitely taken lots of measure in the past several decades to remove all the, poverty. So it was like interesting in January when TikTok banned, right? And so many people flooded to RedNote, and all of a sudden the entire world becomes so interested in knowing more about China. There were content creators out there who are Americans, who are like Caucasians, white people sharing videos that if you think China is like this, like showing videos or photos of China in the 70s and the 80s where everyone was so poor, that is not true. And later all of a sudden switch to what China is like everything is so modern, everyone is living a pretty interesting, wealthy life. Everyone has like all those like fantastic technological gadgets at home. And that is very interesting. Yeah. Guys, follow me, please. I feel like we're not having enough followers today. My friends, could you please follow me? And also type on the screen to send in more likes. Let's reach 10,000 likes, okay? Let's reach 10,000 likes, my friend. Let's reach 10,000 likes so that this live stream can be pushed to more people, and definitely follow me. I feel like the speed of followers actually slowed down today, okay? Definitely need more followers, okay? People follow me, please. Yeah. So it's very interesting that it was not like that. So nowadays, like the society is, everything is like about business. Business comes first, right? Business is the most important. And everyone, first thing that comes to their mind is, okay, well, the most successful person is considered to be the businessman, the entrepreneurs. They're definitely the most successful person, right? However, in ancient China, it wasn't like that. Okay, I'm going to share something new to my friends in this live stream, okay? For those new joiners, you're in here, this is about sharing China. This is about cross-culture communication. So if you have any question about China, about your culture, the difference between your culture and our culture, you have anything you want to understand about Chinese, just ask in the comments, okay? For any new joiners in here. Also, for Chinese followers in here, if you want to know anything about other countries, you could definitely also sending your questions in this live chat room in the comments area as well, okay, my friends? This is the whole purpose of this live stream, which is, cross-cultural communication, okay? So as I'm from China, 100% Chinese, okay? Even though I speak very good English, I am 100% Chinese, my friend. So that's why I know a lot about China. That is why I am sharing a lot about China, okay? So anything you want to know about China, just come in the live stream and send your question, okay? Yeah. definitely sharing something new here, okay? Sharing something new here, okay? So, like, for example, back then, yeah, so Almani, I saw your question. I'm going to answer your question later, okay? After I finish this, okay? Finish sharing this topic. So, back then in ancient China, there is a such saying called 士农工商. Chinese people must know 士农工商. 士农工商, what does these four words mean? 士 means become a government official, okay? Work for the emperor, okay? Work for the emperor as an official, okay? That means 士, 出仕, 对吧? 成为一个官. Second is 农, farmer, okay? Farmer, you work in the agriculture industry as a farmer. 农, 工, what does 工 mean? 工 means you are a worker, you're a builder. For example, your job is to build homes for people, okay? You're a handicraftman, you build something at home. Like you build a chair, you build what? This is called 工, okay? 商, that is businessman. You sell all those things, you sell different things and make profits from selling all these things. You're a businessman, okay? So why do we say 士农工商? Why is 士 the first? So this is actually the ranking of ancient Chinese societies. So the person who are able to work for the emperor, work in 朝廷, how to say 朝廷? I don't know how to say 朝廷. So government officials are considered to be of highest ranking in ancient Chinese society. They are the most prestigious people, okay? 农 followed by farmer. Farmer is like the second tier, okay? And then 工, all the builder, workers, and finally businessmen. So in ancient China, businessmen has the lowest social class. So there are a lot of like books and also Chinese dramas depicting like in ancient time, if you come from a businessman's family, no matter how rich your family is, even though your family is as rich as hell, like rich as a country, like you, as long as you're from a businessman's family, what does it mean? It means that you're from the lowest class. So you are not, considered to be a good, social class. And then you are not able to, if you're a daughter who's from this family, then you're not able to marry the son that comes from the first class, which is who works for emperor, the official's family, right? Because it's called mismatch. You're from the lowest class and they're from the highest class, right? And you look at the society now, it's so much more different, right? Nowadays, well, still, like working for officials is considered to be one of the best choices. However, somehow, especially for the southern area of China, where the business environment is a lot more flexible, a lot better, people all are having the sense of I need to, build a company, build a business myself. Like businessman is considered to have a higher ranking compared to 士农工. Right? 商 becomes the most important. 商 becomes the highest ranking compared to officials, farmers, and workers, right? So it's like a very interesting change of the society and how it becomes today. Yeah. And guys, follow me, please. Follow me, please, okay? Follow me, please. Yes, follow me, please. And we're discussing very interesting topics in here, okay? Yeah. Let me have some water first, okay? So that is a very interesting change of all those kind of social norms, right? That is very interesting, right? Yeah. You haven't heard about that, right? So these are the things that you can only hear in my live stream, okay? So that is why like so many people, please follow me, okay? Have you guys followed me? You need to follow me, okay? This is very interesting. Yeah, so also, I see so many questions in here. Okay, I'm going to answer them for a short while before coming to this topic. Okay, this is definitely considered to be an interesting topic. Are fathers actively involved in the children's activities, or is it primarily the mom? Okay, so again, depends on the families. I could still say that overall speaking, I think the Chinese society is relatively more man-focused families, man-focused society compared to many of the Western families. I traveled to Europe around 2 years ago, I think it's last year or the year before last year. I really don't remember, to attend the wedding of my Austrian friends, right? Inside that wedding party, there are like literally so many people from all different countries in Europe. I was so surprised and amazed to see that all the dads are actually taking good care of the children, and the mom is just like having a cocktail and hanging around, like really chill, and don't even take a look at their own children. Its dad is like, oh, I need to take care of the children. Where's my children? Okay, I need to check what is he doing, what is she doing. There's always the dad. It really amazed me, really surprised me. So in China nowadays, we tend to see a tendency, definitely see a tendency that fathers are taking bigger role in taking care of the kids, thanks to social media. However, it's not the, still I feel like in the society, it's not like the European society where like dads plays a pivotal role in taking care of the kids, and dad actually consider themselves to be equally important, have equal amount of role in taking care of the kids. So I myself do have a friend who got married who complained to me that her husband basically just went back home and just sleep and don't even take care of the kids at all, and just feel like, okay, it should be the mom's duty to take care of the kids. Why should I do all that? And he even said something like, I worked so hard to afford a good living for you guys. What's the thing that you need to complain about? It's your duty. It's your job to take care of the kids. Something like that. It's like very different mentality. Also, you could also see there's also one way you could judge about whether the society is more like, having men to take care of the kids or women take care of the kids, is by looking at the toilet. Looking at the toilet. So I have friends from Australia, right? I have Australian friends, and my Australian friends told me that in Australia, men plays also a very important role in taking care of the babies, changing diapers, feeding the babies, right? So inside the Australian toilet, there are like gender neutral room for both fathers or mothers to get in and change diapers for the babies and also feeding the babies. However, when they travel in Japan, then those kind of function room is always inside the female toilet. So even though in their family, they have actually delegate the roles, like actually the dad is taking care of changing the diapers, feeding the babies, it's actually the kind of norm in their families. However, when they travel to Japan, then the mom will really need to take care of everything like that, because inside the toilet, it only has like those kind of function room inside the female toilet. So for men, they cannot get into those function room in order to change diapers and do everything. Yeah, so that's basically what's going on. And in China, I think it's definitely better than Japan. However, if you compare that to the West, I think like still there is a lot of room to improve here in China when it comes to gender equity, when it comes to take care of the babies. Yeah. And guys, follow me please, okay? Follow me please if you haven't done so. Follow me please and keep on tapping the screen to send in likes. Let's reach 10,000 likes, okay? Yeah. Why are the women so greedy for money? We actually discussed already, G. Yeah, so we were discussing it's not about like greedy about money. It's because like when you look at the most intimate relationship in China, in the Chinese society, no matter it's father, son, the grandson, or like those like most intimate relationship, the fundamental support behind everything is around money, right? It's not about greedy about money. If you marry someone who is extremely poor, right, then you become the person to support the entire family. And over the years, when you're always devoting to the family by earning the money, support the family, while the other partner is doing nothing, eventually the balance will be lost. You will be like unhappy about the current situation, why you are always the person, giving so much to the family compared to the others, right? So as a result, then the balance will be broken and you're not going to have a very good result. So that is also the reason why, like when Chinese women right now, when we're looking for someone to get married, someone to date, we not only look at, oh, how handsome this person is, how good personality that person is, and most importantly, we would also look at how much money he has in his bank account. Oh, is he able to generate stable cash flow in order to support the entire family? So these are also the things that we would pay attention to. And I consider that to be realistic, right? This is realistic. It's not considered to be greedy, right? Yeah. Are Chinese women looked down upon if they date or marry non-Chinese men? No, I don't think so. It depends on like how the family is very open to have foreigners to come into the family. So I don't think like we would look down upon, someone who marry a non-Chinese man. Like as a matter of fact, for example, even though I'm married now, like back then when I was not married, my mom really wanted me to marry a German somehow. She grows a big passion into German, like really like German. So how she really wants to marry a German, Yeah, so yeah. What is your schedule on TikTok? Please reply me. So I want to improve listening skill, and I like your accent. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay, so my friends, this live stream is usually on from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. China time, okay? You have to convert the China time into your own time, okay? 7:30 to 9:30 China time, and there will be a replay at 9 p.m. China time later, okay? So that is the schedule, okay, my friend? I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Yeah, so, oh, I see people answering that already. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so many of you guys are actually moderating it for me. When I was sharing and not able to see all those kind of comments in here, it would be great that you guys are actually helping me to moderate everything. Yeah. And also for new joiners in here, so this live stream is about discussing about China, sharing about China. So if you have any questions about China you want to know, and also about other countries as well, like we can do some comparison on different phenomenon we see in different countries, and also cross-cultural communication. So what is the thing you're observing in your country, or what is the thing that is the most heated discussion that has the most heated discussion in your country? You can share in the live stream in the comment area. And what I can do is that I can see, oh, is that the same thing that's happening in China, or is happening in a different way? Oh, actually, what does Chinese people think of it? And I can share with you guys, and we can do a very great cross-cultural communication, okay? So if you guys have any questions about China, if you need to know anything about China, definitely send it in, okay? Send it in, and we're going to discuss very interestingly topics from everywhere. Yeah, I see there are quite many old followers because you guys are helping me to answer all the questions in here. That is fantastic, my friend. Yeah, that is fantastic from my friend. Yeah. I am Californian. Yeah. Welcome, Golden from California. Yeah. And guys, follow me, please, if you haven't done so, okay? Follow me, please, if you haven't done so, and keep on tapping the screen to sending likes. Let's reach over 10,000 likes, okay? I'm pretty sure the likes on TT is definitely a lot more now, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, when will you do a live with Lisa? Yeah, I can consider this is Sparta. Yeah, I know her in person. Yeah, so we can definitely consider doing the live together. There are many good, very high quality content creators in English in China, and having English live streaming. So it will be a great fun idea to do like a line connection kind of thing, like doing the live streaming together. 感冒了，在咳嗽。我只要一累就感冒，身体的素质还是不是太好，只要一累就会生病。Yeah, I was saying that I caught a cold, and I was like, whenever I become too tired, the immune system just become a lot weaker, and I would catch a cold. So even though I was like coughing, not feeling so well, but you guys are the reasons why I would keep on doing it, even though I'm sick. I still want to see you guys and discuss with you guys. Yeah, 每天10公里，我马上病给你看，马上死给你看。Yeah, yeah, my friend. Yeah. You need to go back and read your messages. Yeah, sure. Let me see what the other messages you guys are sending in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what other messages you guys are sending in. I just see like so many messages that are liking me, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, well, what's the message in here? Like I need to read. I see so many messages, but I don't see any questions in here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's a very interesting, funny question, which is how do women determine husband financials? Ask for a certified financial statement? So funny. That is a really funny question. So do we ask for a certified financial statement from husband? Well, this comes to another interesting topic. You know, like in China, whenever I shared that, it was like a very interesting, like always Chinese men like coming up to say, no, that's not going on. Okay, so it's a tradition in China that after two couples get married, some couples even before married, they would do that, okay? The husband would then handing his savings and his monthly salaries to the woman, to the wife, to the girlfriend sometimes, even before the marriage. Usually, officially after the marriage, husband will handing all his savings and his salaries to the woman, to the wife. It's the kind of tradition in China. So because woman is supposed to take care of the financials of the family, so if that really happens, you don't need a certified financial statement in order to know your husband's kind of financial status because he has already handed in all his money and his monthly salary to you. Right? So that's actually the kind of norms in China. So that is why like I also see some content creators like a foreign woman married a Chinese man, and they were really surprised and shocked, and they feel like so happy and flattered that their husband is handing their savings and or their monthly salaries to them. And that is like considered to be absolutely amazing, right? So also before I actually run a poll, a survey, asking people in here, that because there are so many people from different countries in here, like, hey, do you think your husband should hand in all his savings and his monthly salary to you? And literally every woman said, yes, I think so. He should give me all his money and his salary to me. And it's so funny that I asked the same thing to all the men. Do you think like, hey, if you get married, do you think your wife should hand in all her salary and her savings to you? And all the men say, no, I don't think so. I think she should keep hers. It's like hilarious. Like the kind of difference in mindset. Like women's like, oh yeah, everything should be mine. And men's like, oh, that is fine. She can keep hers, you know? All of a sudden I feel like, oh, okay, men are so much nicer than women. Like you guys are so much nicer than me, you know? The kind of kind of thinking behind. It's so funny. Yeah. So it's a tradition in China. Like once a couple get married, the man are supposed to hand in all his savings, his monthly salary to the woman. And then women should then be able to decide that, okay, how much of the monthly pocket money the husband should keep in order to, pay for the bills. Like, for example, hanging out with his friends or going out when he needs to buy some stuff, like he at least have some money to buy for himself, right? And also becomes later a tradition for Chinese men because he has handed in all his savings and all his monthly salaries, right? He has no money, and his boss, the wife has become the boss to decide financially every month how much money he can get, right? So it also becomes a tradition that some of the men, Chinese men, will secretly get some money in his own pocket. In Chinese, there is a specific term that is called the 私房钱, right? 喝点水。私房钱, like secret money he needs to get for himself that the wife doesn't know he has the money by himself, like secret savings for himself. And that is so funny. So for example, every month the husband like already handing in all the savings to the wife, right? And every month out the salaries, okay, for example, next year, okay, the boss has raised the salary. Okay, I don't need to tell my wife about the salary raise, right? I'm gonna just keep the extra amount of the salary raise to be my own little saving, my own secret pocket money so that I have some money for myself, right? It's almost like, steal the money from the wife, that kind of feeling. So there's also like very interesting videos posted in China and by those Chinese content creators. Like, okay, the husband will find all the ways to secretly hiding the money. For example, hiding the money under the pillows, hiding the money under a vase, hiding the money in a very secret corner inside the room so that the wife is not able to find the money, the secret savings. And so interesting and so funny. And it's so interesting and so funny that some children, like the children of family, all of a sudden the other day was playing around and all of a sudden found the father's secret money and take it out. Say, Mom, I saw Dad's secret savings. I saw Dad's secret money. And the dad was like so panicked and so terrified. Oh, shut up. Okay, I'm going to split some money with you and just don't tell your mom I'm keeping the secret savings. Yeah, that is actually very, very, very funny. A very funny phenomenon that is going on in China. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works in the USA, right, my friend? Brian, can you share me like what it's like in the USA? I think that in the USA, according to my understanding, you need to block complete. What happens to complete? Sorry, guys. What happens to complete? Yeah. Okay, complete. Be nice. Okay, so many people are saying that, asking me to block you. I haven't read your message, but I guess you must be sending some not so friendly message. Okay, so complete. Be nice. Okay, be nice. Everyone, be nice in here. Okay, please be nice. So everyone is wanting you out. So okay, so I don't see his message. Okay, complete. Be nice. Okay, if you continue to be not nice, I'm gonna then have to really invite you out of the live stream. Okay, so please be nice. Okay, let's give him one more chance. Okay, my friends, let's give him one more chance. If he's still not behaving very well, then I'm gonna invite him out. Okay, yeah. Hello, new to your page. I hope the translation was okay. Yeah, Erica, welcome to my live. Erica, have you guys followed me? If you haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me, my friend. Yeah, please follow me. Yeah. Your girlfriend, my girlfriend told me upfront, your money, my money, my money, my money. Yeah. There is a saying like that in China. Your money is my money, but my money is also my money. There's a saying like that in China. But I know that in the US it's very different, I think. Like in the US and many of the Western world, I think this build is pretty split, right? I think like each partner just take care of their own money rather than take care of the money together, I think, right? 谢谢福佑你。这个粉丝灯牌 Yeah, guys, follow me, okay? Follow me and join my team, okay? I definitely need more joiners to my team, okay? Join my team if you haven't done so. 加一下粉丝团，有中国宝宝可以帮忙加一下粉丝团吗？加一下粉丝团吗？有没有谁可以加一下粉丝团？ Keep on tapping the screen to sending likes, okay? Yeah. Keep on tapping the screen to sending likes, okay? Let's help me reach over 10,000 likes. Okay, we're not 10,000 likes yet, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, and 我要喝一下，我的嗓子哑了啊！这个感冒真太难受了。Oh, thank you, my friends. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. I feel like we're having less likes today. Yeah. Guys, follow me, please. Okay, follow me, please, and keep on tapping the screen likes and to sending likes. Okay, for the next 1 minute, let's see how many likes can we reach. Okay, can people tap the screen to sending likes? Okay, for the next 1 minute, let's see if we're able to reach 15,000 likes. Okay, are we able to reach 15,000 likes? Keep on tapping the screen, my friend. Tapping on the screen to help me reach 15,000 likes. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're able to get it. So just keep on tapping the screen to sending likes. And also, people, for those of you who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me. Okay, definitely follow me, my friends. Please follow me if you haven't done so. I really want to reach like 50,000 followers. That is my short-term goal. I'm pretty sure we as a family are able to reach that goal, okay? So guys, follow me, please, and also tap on the screen to send in likes, okay? Yeah, my friend, yeah. Okay, that's fantastic, my friend. Yeah. I feel like a little bit running out of energy. Yeah. 乍一看还以为是管乐在教英文。It's so funny, like every day there are people coming into the live streaming and said that I look like different celebrity in China. Yeah, today actually there are a few people who said I look like Guan Le. And the other day there are people saying me look like some other Chinese celebrity. So I guess like I just have a celebrity face, I think. That's why people feel like I look like different celebrities in China. Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, it's great. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Kevin, for sharing the live room. Yeah, so if you think this live stream room is very interesting, you guys can share it. Yeah, Tony LEC sign. Yeah, I see it too. You know, I like him so much. I really like him. Like the Tony LEC sign. Oh my God, he's so funny. And the way how he's able to introduce his LC sign, that is so funny. Yeah, way out I saw him too. Yeah. It's just that unfortunately, like my TikTok account, I couldn't follow anyone. Like no matter who I follow, it just automatically unfollows it. So that is why like I couldn't follow anyone. I really want to follow him. So that is very unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah. 谢谢福佑你，主播人很友善，喜欢的话可以加关注哟。谢谢。There's so many followers actually are moderating for me. That is so great. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah. Could you please talk something about the real estate and stock? Yeah, I can, and Evan. It's just that these are considered to be not so friendly topic on RedNote. You know, I previously I talked hugely about that. spend a lot of time talking about the real estate, about stock and everything about that. And definitely for myself, I really enjoy talking about those topics. It's just that I'm also doing live streaming on other platforms. For some platforms, they don't like me talking about that. Because the moment I talk about that, somehow my live stream got banned. So maybe I could do is we could just find a time, just talk about, on your platform alone. So anyhow, yeah. Hi, my friend from Poland. Yeah. OK， 哎呀，今天这个嗓子真的有点哑了，哎呀，感冒太难受了，有点。OK, got it. Yeah, thanks for understanding, Evan. Yeah. Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming, Erica. It should be me to thank you for coming. Yeah. And guys, follow me if you haven't done so. Hi, my friend from Mexico. Amigo. Bienvenido, mi amigo. Yeah. Where did you learn English? It's excellent. I learned in China, my friend. I actually shared the day yesterday and the day before that is a compulsory course in China that everyone needs to study English. And then I was definitely spent a lot of time studying it very hard. And that is why I was able to speak quite a good English. And thanks to back then I was really spending hard time learning English very hard. So that is why that today I'm able to do this live stream and talking to so many people, right? The ability to speak fluent English has become pretty vital, pretty important, pretty essential. Whether I am able to attract people come into the live streaming and listen to me to talk. And I also even see people from other countries, not only from China, from Vietnam, from other countries, they come into the live and say that, oh, I need to, just follow you and listen to you to share because I want to learn English. That is also very, very interesting. Yeah. Glasses, nitrous, glasses to you, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Shanghai, my friend. I'm in Shanghai now, my friend. Yeah. Okay. So. Oh, okay. So someone is asking about traditional Chinese and simplified Chinese, okay? Yeah. Foreign friends know that I actually shared it multiple times in my live stream, so I'm going to be really quick at sharing it, okay? Some friends, Erica is asking what's the difference between traditional Chinese and simplified Chinese. Just so you know, the difference is around writing. The pronunciation is basically the same. I previously shared with you guys, I think, let me do it again, okay? So Erica, this is a specifically for you, okay? Erica, I hope you're still in here because I've shared it multiple times in my live stream before. But since you are new in here, I'm going to definitely show it to you again, okay? So these are two different ways of writing horse in China, okay? In Chinese. This is simplified Chinese and this is traditional Chinese, okay? Traditional Chinese has it's more complicated when it comes to writing. Simplified Chinese is a simplified version of writing the traditional version of Chinese, okay? So Erica, this is specifically for you. That's the difference. But both of these two characters are pronounced as ma, which means horse in China, okay? My friend, yeah. So I hope that answers your question. And for those of you who are new in here, follow me, please. Yeah. How do you read it? It's amazing, right? How do you read it? So when we were young, when we first started learning Chinese, we basically just recite everything, okay? We just recite, okay, so this character is called ma. Oh, that character is called shui. We just recite everything. Like you recite all the spelling, all the words in English, we just recite it. However, after a few while, so there are some patterns that you could just start to guess and start to understand. For example, some words, when they look the same, very similar, they might pronounce the same, the kind of, that is how we learn Chinese. It's also for Chinese students, it's for Chinese ourselves, we find it really hard to study Chinese as well, right? So let me think of what is a very good example of, for example,哎呀，一直不想生病，最终还是一类就是不可避免的，就是要生病。Yeah. Okay, so for example, this word. Okay, let's write it this way. right? Like for example, this is called 千, which means thousand in Chinese. This is called 10,000 in Chinese. So when you add something on top of it, this word is also called 千. So this is how we learn it, right? Okay, you see this word, so adding some other stuff onto this word, potentially it might have the same pronunciation. So this is how we read it. So basically it's about reciting. Just basically have to recite everything. And when you recite enough, all of a sudden you just could guess what's the word pronunciation after seeing it. Yeah. 后面整个小黑板吧，整个小白板哈。Like, read after me. This is read as ma. This is read as qian. Yeah. My friend, I'm not an English teacher. I'm not a Chinese teacher. So, yeah. I feel like I could definitely do like a live stream that is like only about teaching Chinese, teaching English. I'd literally consider that. The problem is that I feel like there's so much more I can share with you guys, right? I guess there are many people who can be an English teacher, who can be a Chinese teacher, but that doesn't necessarily mean that if you're an English teacher, you're a Chinese teacher, you're able to share a lot of the knowledge you know about China, about Western worlds, like in a way that I can. So that I feel like maybe I shouldn't just position myself as a teacher, but rather than a culture conveyor, a culture spreader, a culture communicator. Right, so that is why like I do it. Yeah. Are you a left-hander? I'm right-hander, my friend. It's the camera is like the mirror camera. The camera is mirror, so that is why you see everything is like left is right, right is left, I think. Yeah, so I'm right-handedness. Yeah. Many Chinese don't get braces or take care of teeth. Your teeth are perfect. Yeah, that is also another very interesting thing. I learned about it that in America, like everyone will brace their teeth. So whether you have a good teeth or not is actually a great, is an illustration of whether you're from a good family, whether you are, you're well educated or not. Like it's called kind of like a social norm that everyone needs to have their teeth braced, and people pay strong attention to whether you have like really good teeth or not. So that is not the same situation in China. To be honest, if you ask me, I think the logic behind that. So the reason why in USA, in America, well, the first time when I hear about it was in senior high school. So the teacher told us that, okay, so in the USA, everyone will have to brace their teeth. So that, because whether have a good teeth, a very white teeth, and also having a very like neat teeth, shows like whether you're from a good family, whether you're educated, something like that. I was like, wait, why are these two things connected? Like I don't really understand. However, when I grow up to the stage now, I start to realize, okay, again, the logic behind that is also like money driven, right? I believe the dental industry in the US is a big industry. It's definitely a very lucrative industry. So because of those, like the dental industry needs to grow. So somehow that becomes a social norm. They start to tell people. 哎呀，不行了，这个嗓子有点不行了，今天。Start to tell people and educate people and spreading the kind of things to people and let people know that, okay, you need to brace your teeth. That is something you must do. Okay, when everyone is doing it, then the dental industry becomes so much better, right? 我觉得明天可能要休息一下了，这个嗓子可能不太行了。Let me do this. Okay, let me see. Drink some water. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah. 来试一下，如果真的还不行的话，我可能就要提早结束了。Yeah, guys, I'll try a bit more. If my throat is really not working, then I'll have to get off early today, okay, my friend? I hope you understand. Yeah. Yeah, so I was saying that I really think that it's the in the US it's more because of the dental industry. It's all because of the capitalism behind that, right? It's all because like you need money inside that industry, right? That is the reason why, in the US, you tell everyone that, okay, you need to have your teeth braced in order to have like beautiful teeth. That is how you're able to get a job in the US. That is how you're able to marry someone, this kind of norms in the US. And just so you know, like in China, we don't have such thing, my friend. There's no such thing that you must have like beautiful teeth to show that you're from a good family, you're very well educated, and you have to have a good teeth in order to, marry someone. We don't have anything like that. So having the beautiful teeth or not doesn't really relate to like any other things in China. I'm pretty sure that probably is only the phenomenon in the US. I don't think that is a phenomenon in other countries. I think, to be honest, in my opinion. Yeah, friends, follow me, please, if you haven't done so, okay? Yeah, so so the thing is that okay, so just so you guys know, I definitely braced my teeth, okay? I definitely braced my teeth. Yeah, I have pretty good teeth, right? The reason why I braced it is not because of the same reason like so many people braced it in the US. The reason why I braced my teeth is because back then I have one of this tooth coming out. So always whenever I bite, I just hurt myself, just hurt my lower lip. Like every time I bite this teeth, it will just bite my lower lip and always bleeding, always just hurt myself every time. Like every time I eat, it's causing troubles to my life. So that is why like eventually I decided to brace my teeth. I braced my teeth back then in Hong Kong. So there was a dentist who has over 30 years of bracing people's teeth. And so she's definitely considered to have very good skills. And then so I went to her to brace my teeth. And so before my teeth was pretty good already, except this one teeth that's coming out. So I didn't, just take out any extra teeth in order to brace it. It literally only took me 6 months only to brace the teeth, and everything is done. Because I know usually it takes like over 1 year, right? And also like 2 years to brace the teeth, right? However, it only took me, I think overall speaking, 6 months, half a year to brace my teeth, but because back then I only have one teeth that I need to solve this problem, which is this one, right? So right now, like also after brace my teeth, I also figured that there are actually lots of benefits after bracing my teeth. First of all, like somehow like after bracing my teeth, the shape of my face become a lot smoother, like better compared to the shape of my face before. And the second thing is that I no longer will bite my lips and bite myself, because like everything is like so structured inside my teeth. So definitely bracing the teeth back then was a really good decision. Yeah, really good decision. And guys, I also want to know what's the price of bracing teeth in your country. Can you guys share with me like what's the price? How much does it cost to brace your teeth in your country? I want to know. So I can share like back then in Hong Kong when I braced my teeth, it cost me around 大概45000块港币吧。45,000 Hong Kong dollars, which is 45,000 Hong Kong dollars, which is around less than 6,000 US dollars, less than 6,000 US dollars for braces. Okay, $6,000 for braces. So similar, okay? Similar in the US, similar to Hong Kong. Yeah, similar US and Hong Kong. So back then when I did my braces in Hong Kong, it cost me around 6,000, less than 6,000 US dollars. So very similar price, Hong Kong and US, and it looks like it in UK same, right? What about China? Any Chinese friends who have done braces? 有没有中国的宝宝在中国箍过牙的？就做过牙齿矫正的，在中国大约是多少钱？ Yeah. What's the price of braces in China? Is there any Chinese friend? Or are we all having foreigners in here? Do we have any Chinese friends who know how much it is cost to do braces in China? Yeah, I had mine in 1998 and 1999, and my mom paid like 8,000 Canadian dollars. Well, that is actually pretty expensive. What, Canadian dollars? Well, Canadian dollars is not times 10, right? Canadian dollars, how much is the exchange rate Canadian dollars to Chinese yuan? Yeah, I need to see how much. Oh, dollars, US dollar terms. Approximately 2,000 in India. Oh, Welcome, Delhi from India. So 2,000 US dollars in India or 2,000 in local Indian currency. Is it Indian rupee? Is it Indian rupee or Indian? Yeah. Yeah, more than 10,000 yuan now. What? Really? In China, that expensive? In China right now, bracing your teeth is costing 10. 我要10万块钱 Wait, 100 Wait, 1万块钱还是10万块钱 10,000 yuan. Okay, 10,000 yuan is okay. Yeah, I thought it's 100,000 yuan. Sorry. Yeah, so 10,000 yuan, 30,000 yuan is relatively okay. Yeah. So just my foreign friends, bracing teeth in China cost around, let's see, like 1,500 to 1,500. 我看一下4万最高的好像说是4万4万的话是 Yeah, also like 60,000, like 1,500, 1,500 to like 6,000, which is pretty much the range. Okay, 8,000 is 4万 RMB. Okay, pretty much the same. It looks like the price of brace your teeth is pretty same everywhere. China may be relatively. Oh, 谢谢. Okay, 谢谢, sweet, so sweet. Yeah, sweet husband prepared this fruit plate for me because I think he hear me coughing. Oh, this is gonna be great for my throat. Yeah. There's some Chinese follower complaining that why don't my teeth just grow so well? I need to spend the money to brace it. 哪里有你啊？真好，撒狗粮来了。哎呀，南版洒洒吗？偶尔洒洒吗？ Oh, that was after my mom's insurance, but also 26 or 27 years ago. Wait. So Louis the Cat, I remember your age. Wait, when did you start brace your teeth? It was like it sounds almost like you started bracing your teeth at the age of like 9. If I remember your age correctly. Like when did you start bracing your teeth? It looks like you started bracing your teeth at such an early age, 13. Oh, okay. When's usually the age of you guys start bracing your teeth? Well, actually, I braced my teeth at the age of 25. Yeah, I braced my teeth at the age of 25. Usually, people in here also brace teeth around the teenager age, around 13, 14. But the problem is that, as young kids, they don't really understand the reason why they need to, brace the teeth. So many of the teenagers, many of my friends, they brace their teeth. So once you brace your teeth, you have to wear those, what's it called, the teeth fixer. Like every night throughout your entire life to make sure they stay in the same place as after you first brace your teeth, right? Somehow for teenagers, they just don't. You just can't. A retainer, yeah, right, my friend. Thank you for telling me retainer. Somehow, like for teenagers, they just can't keep the habit of always having the retainer, right? So many of my friends, even though they brace their teeth at the age of like 13, 14, somehow they just couldn't keep on the habit of wearing the retainer. So somehow their teeth just went back to before. And then afterwards, when they become older, like at their 20s, somehow they started to really care about their appearance and look at their teeth, and they discovered, oh my God, it looks terrible. They have to suffer from all the, kind of the miserable kind of experience all over again, right? Suffer from all the pains all over again and re-brace their teeth so that they could have their teeth look better. Yeah. So probably like for me to brace my teeth at a later age, 25 is not bad because I know I need to take good care of my teeth. Like every night I still wear my retainer. It was like pretty like a torture because every day I have to wear this thing to go to sleep. Somehow I still have to do it, right? I was a musician playing sax. A retainer was never going to stay. Yeah, oh my God, you're playing sax. How are you able to blow your sax when you have a retainer in it? I can't even imagine like wearing a retainer and blow a saxophone. That is very interesting. Yeah, guys, follow me, please, okay? Follow me, please. Hopefully next time I come, you can make me laugh. Yeah. Cheerful farmer from Switzerland exchanged cows for marriage package. Very funny. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. Oh, is ping pong very popular? Are great players famous? Yeah, ping pong is very popular. You guys have no idea. My parents bought a ping pong table. My goodness. And put in their in their house, because they want to play ping pong every day. So ping pong is definitely very popular. I remember when I was little, after dinner, and when I was like 6 years old, definitely before 10 years old, every night, every evening, right after dinner, after we had our dinner on the dinner table, right? I think back then was a square table after we had dinner in the family. So all the dishes were removed and cleaned, washed, right? So we would then start, my dad will take out, what's it called? A broom, right? A bloom or broom? 扫帚. 扫帚是 bloom or broom? 扫帚. Like you use it to sweep your house. What's it called? It's called bloom or broom? 扫帚, right? So he would then take out that thing and place it in the middle of the table. Broom, okay, yes. He would then take out the broom and put in the middle of the table to act as the middle line, right? And then we would start playing ping pong, right? Yeah, so ping pong is a big thing in China. So it was like a really nice memory. Back then, the family would, like me, my dad, and my mom, right? So one person needs to be the judges, and the rest person will have to play the ping pong at home. So ping pong is definitely a big thing. So it becomes such a good memory. So like nowadays, like everyone has become financially better. Like we live in bigger house, bigger apartments nowadays. So my parents even bought a ping pong table at home so that they could play ping pong with each other, and that is definitely very funny. Yeah, 放在牙齿里保持那个玩意儿，对对，就是牙齿那个保持器，就是你箍完牙以后要戴的那个保持器叫 retainer. Yeah, Ron, good to know. Thanks. Yeah. I'm a competitive ping pong player in US. I would be famous in China. Yeah, I can tell from your username called ping pong. I'm pretty sure you're very good at playing ping pong. Yeah. So, and also like in here, there are like, if you go to the park, you would also see people playing ping pong. And also like, yeah, you guys saw like many of my like videos showing the 24-hour spa center in China, right? Many of the 24-hour spa center in China, there are definitely a place for you to play ping pong. So if you go to the hotel, many hotels in China have ping pong tables, okay? And also if you go to those entertainment sports center, they also have ping pong. And also those 24-hour spa center, in the spa center, there is ping pong table for people to play. 保持器要戴多久啊？基本上要戴一辈子 okay? So TransLife is asking like how long do you need to wear the retainer for your teeth? So basically once you have braced your teeth, you have to wear the retainer for the rest of your life. It's just that you don't have to wear it 24 hours. Like for me, every day when I go to sleep, I will just wear it. And if I don't wear it for several days, then my teeth will start to move and it's not like before. And I would find it difficult to put the retainer back on. So you probably have to wear it for the rest of your life in order to keep your teeth in good shape like it's before. Otherwise, it will start to move and start to not be like this. Yeah. Let's play. Oh my God. You guys are actually inviting each other to play in a common area. That is fantastic, my friend. Yeah, badminton is also very popular. So badminton and ping pong are really popular in China. Basketball is also popular, but basketball is more popular for like boys. For boys. Boys really like to play basketball. It's all because of NBA. Yeah. Badminton, I really like to play badminton, even though I'm not so good at playing badminton. Badminton, well, actually requires lots of, oxygen. Consumes way more oxygen when you play it compared to ping pong. So it's definitely more exhausted to play badminton than playing ping pong. Yeah. So badminton is also pretty big thing here in China. Tennis as well, but you have to learn to play tennis. So tennis compared to badminton and ping pong is like less popular in China. So ping pong and badminton are definitely more popular in China compared to tennis. However, many kids right now are playing tennis. I don't know. I myself don't know how to play tennis because I haven't attended any tennis lesson before, but I know how to play ping pong and how to play badminton. Somehow these are like very easy to learn. Like play badminton, play ping pong. Like tennis and golf, like you really need to hire a coach in order to play it, right? So it's not like pickleball. What is pickleball? Yeah, I don't know what is pickleball. Yeah. So every year there are some like new ways of sports coming into China, and there are many people trying those like new ways of sports in China as well. For example, so in right now in China, we would also see people play. What is it called? 壁球. Is it called squash? Squash or squash? Yeah, and that also becomes very popular. Is it called squash or squash? So basically, there's a ball. You just play it with yourself. You by just play with a wall. So there's a wall. You just play it. Squash, yeah. Squash is like very popular here in China as well. Like I've never tried squash, but I love to try squash. I heard like it's pretty tiring as well to play squash. I have to run all the time. It's pretty good for your lung, Racquetball. Yeah, I don't know what is racquetball, my friend. What is racquetball? Yeah. So one sport that is like very, very popular, but somehow not so popular here in China is baseball. Yeah, I know like in the US and Korea, like there's a big baseball culture, right? You guys always play baseball and likes to watch baseball games, right? So the baseball culture here in China is not like very popular. It's not like very popular. Like people don't like for me, I know the rules of many sports, but like I don't know too much about baseball because somehow like baseball is not so popular in China. Squash similar to racquetball. Okay. Interesting to know. Yeah. Yeah, we've never really talked about sports in our live stream before, right? So can you guys tell me what is the most popular sports in your country when it comes to like people, well, if we find it a day to go out and play some sports, what would the sports be in your country? Can you guys actually share with me? Can you guys actually share with me what's the kind of the sports that is like most popular in your country? If you feel like I want to play some sports today, what would be the sports be like? Football. So when you say football, my friends, are you saying it's American football or soccer? Is it soccer or American football? Yeah. American football is so intense. Oh my God. American football is so intense. Hockey. Okay, interesting. Cricket and rugby. Wow. Okay, so it looks like in different countries, the sports is like very different. American football. So you guys would play American football. Okay. So American football is like very intense. You have to really have like a big size of your body in order to win American football. That's kind of feeling I have. Right, my friend. Marathon. Oh my God, you're so hardcore, Xiaoluofei. I'm asking what sports to play. People are saying like, oh, football, badminton, racquetball, and you're saying that marathon is your favorite sports. That is intense. Wow. So when you are saying that you run 10 kilos, you're actually not suggesting me to run 10 kilos. You're actually saying that you run 10 kilos every day, right? Doorball is very popular and older in Northeast China. What is doorball? I don't know what is doorball. Pickleball. Okay. Bowling. Oh, yeah. Chinese people play bowling as well. Bowling. However, bowling is not so popular right now, I think. There was a time in China, there was, I think around 90s, there was a trend in China, like people really like playing bowling. There are lots of bowling studio and like stadium, and like people would go to those like bowling studio to play bowling. Somehow it's not so popular nowadays. And also like people try to make those kind of interesting bowling. For example, neon light bowling. So everything inside the bowling center is like neon lights. It makes it look so sci-fi kind of bowlings. Yeah, so that's, yeah, so many things like that. Yeah, but not like before. It's considered to be a little bit like outdated kind of sports right now. Yeah. Can you stop using Nini your topic if you are not described to others? Well, unfortunately, that's my choice. I want to do it. If you dislike it, I'm sorry about that, but I like it. Yeah. Yeah, because many people say that I look like her, so somehow I just feel like it would be a great way to attract more attentions. But my friend, you can stay longer in the live streaming and you will discover that this is a pretty interesting, pretty fun live streaming, and they are definitely sharing lots of opinions and a lot of culture and exchange that we share in here. Okay? Yeah. How about golf? Golf is considered to be a rich man's sports. Not many people are able to play golf here. So, and it's not considered to be a mainstream sport here in China. I don't think so. So So like here in China, like if you have someone, it's like a businessman, they would play golf and talk about business. That's a stereotype about golfing, right? When you play golf, it's about like people, play golf all the time. Are like the businessman, the wealthy man, like dress up really well and walking on the grass and play golf. It's the kind of stereotype behind that. So overall speaking, it's not the kind of it's not a very well streamed kind of sports. And it's always a stereotype. Okay, you have to be wealthy, or like usually it's the wealthy people who play the golf. The kind of thinking. Yeah, yeah. Guys, follow me, please. Yeah, you're very intelligent. I suspect you grew up in a very affluent family. I wouldn't consider my family to be very affluent. I think it's just still middle class, but relatively a little bit better than middle class. That is the kind of family I grew up. Well, I also shared with you guys before, right? I also shared, promise if you don't feel well tomorrow, you'll take the day to rest. Yeah, sure. Thank you, Louis the cat. You're the sweet. You're the sweetest. You're the sweetest, my friend. Yeah. So I also shared before multiple times in my live streaming that when we were little, when I was little in the 80s, 90s, everyone in China were poor. So everyone in China grew up were very poor back then, right? So no matter like how rich you are today, back then, if you're looking at 80s, the 90s, or 70s, like everyone basically were very poor. That was the country situation back then. So it was over the past several decades that China was able to grow from, it used to be a very poor country to a very developed country right now. Right now, we still are a developing country. However, if you look at the many aspects of the country, compare that with a developed country, I would say that, well, many of the aspects in China, many of the things in China are actually already reached the standards of a developed country. Still, because we are looking at a country with big population, so you can't just say because a lot of population has become very developed, become a developed country, then the entire country has become a developed country. Still, you have lots of people still living in not so developed kind of standard. So overall speaking, the country is still a developing country, right? Somehow, even for those cities, for example, in Shanghai, the city where I'm from, there are a lot of rich people, like people who are like insanely rich here in China, in Shanghai, right? If you look at like several decades ago, they all come from very poor family. So for example, when I was little, okay, people were asking me whether I was born after 80s or after 90s. Okay, I am after 90s, okay? So back then when I was little in the 90s, right? So I remember back then we couldn't really afford air conditioners, so there was like no air conditioner in summertime, wintertime. There's no air conditioner. Just think, like, what's the weather like in summertime? It can be as hot as 40 degrees Celsius. How much is 40 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Yeah, let me see. How much is 40 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? 40摄氏度是多少？是多少华氏度？ Yeah, let me see. Yeah. So, like in summertime, it can be as hot as 40 degrees Celsius, which is 104 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? 104 Fahrenheit, over 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and 40 degrees Celsius. Like Shanghai can be that hot, and we don't have air conditioner. Can you imagine back then? Because everyone was so poor. Like there's no one who could have air conditioner at home. So that's kind of the situation back then. So that's a kind of situation back then. And also back then, my parents also share that in their generation, if they get married, they say that, okay, so right now, the kind of generation that we get married, we would say that, okay, if this guy has an apartment and a car, right? Back then, it's like 四大件, 家里边四大件嘛. Like when in their generation, if they get married, they would to see, okay, if this guy has a refrigerator at home, 冰箱是一大件. What are the rest three? 四大件 back then. My Chinese friends, can anyone remind me back then in our parents' generation, when a woman were to marry a man, what are the four things, big things they need to have in their family? Oh yeah, a bed, right? 四大件, a bed, a TV, a refrigerator. What else? What's the other thing? What's the other thing? 还有一件是什么？四大件，还有一个什么？自行车 bicycle, right? Yeah. So 三转一响，非常好 yeah. You guys amazing bicycle, yeah. Right? So to us nowadays, right, having a refrigerator, having a bicycle, having a TV, having a bed at home, these are like definitely like these are like a necessity. Like you must have these kind of things in your family, right? So, but imagine back then when it's like 70s, 80s, like when women marry a man, they need to see whether they could have a bed, a refrigerator, a television, a bike in their home. No, it's aircon, dishwasher, car, and matching socks. The cat, you're so funny. Yeah, so back then, you see, so the reason why they say these are the 4 big items that a man must have in order to get married. So if you look at the behind the phenomenon, right? If you look behind that, it's because like it's not usual. It's not like common to see a man to have all 4 things in his home. So that is why like women, when they were marry a man, they need to see whether this man have these 4 items, right? For example, nowadays, you wouldn't say like, I would only marry you if you have these 4 items. I would only marry you if you have a television, a bed, air conditioner, well, not air conditioner. Air conditioner is not even one of the 4, right? You have a bed, a TV, a refrigerator, and a bicycle. Like people don't even think that you should have an air conditioner, right? Because that is considered to be a luxury, right? So that's like what happened back then. So everyone was like pretty poor, right? Nowadays, you wouldn't think like, oh, a man needs to have these 4 items so that I want to marry him, right? Because you assume that in his house, in his apartment, in his home, he should already have all those 4 items, right? You would pay attention to other stuff, right? So I'm not sitting on handlebars to go to the movies. Exactly. So back then China was like that. Everyone was like starting from a very poor family. However, over the past decades, the entire nation has grown extremely fast, right? Every year the GDP is double digit, and no matter what you do, you're basically just earning money. So that's why we say that our past generation is the most happy generation, because they were able to experience a huge growth of China and make lots of money. So that is why when the country starts to develop, the people starting to make money, then you start to see what? Dispersion, right? So some people start to make more money, some people make less money. It's all about choices, about whether you're hard work, whether you're intelligent and smart or not, right? So some people, they catch the wave of the growth of the country and they're able to make a lot of money and become like extremely wealthy, extremely rich. Some other people, they are not able to catch it, so still remain in the small homes they're living in and just becomes the lower class of the society. It's like that. So that is why I say that I don't say that I come from a very wealthy family, because before then, nobody's wealthy, right? And like for me, it's more around, okay, over the years, I wouldn't consider my families like were able to catch all the opportunities to become those like insanely rich people here in China. It's like okay, like relatively okay. Yeah, so that's like the kind of background. Yeah. 好啦，9点半了哈，差不多到时间了。那今天最后一个就给中国宝宝们吧，因为阿金看到你说分享一下学英文的经验 ，OK？ So it's 9:30, my friends. So my last question, I'm gonna just reply it in Chinese because there is a Chinese friend asking me to share about the experience of learning English. So I'm gonna use the last a couple of minutes just to explain that, and then we're gonna finish the day, OK? Thank you so much, my friends, for joining today. OK， 现在用中文来解释一下哈，就是英文怎么样学的比较好。我个人的经验分享，如果你想要英文讲的比较流利、比较好，那么有一个非常大的词汇量库是非常非常重要的。所以其实背单词是真的需要去做的一件事情。当然了，当你的词汇量已经达到了一定的水准以后，那你或许就不需要再花很多时间去背。但是如果说你现在认为你的英文还没有达到一个非常好的一个点的时候，其实给自己设置一个 habit， 一个习惯，每天固定去背一定量的英文单词是非常非常重要的。你想，如果你想要讲中文，但是你又不知道很多的中文词该怎么用，比如说你想要显示你是一个很有文化的人，但是你却不知道任何的成语，那你怎么能够把很多的词用一个非常有文化的方式去表达出来呢？我们小时候会背很多的成语，对吧？那么现在长大以后学英文其实概念是一样的，本质上来讲你也要背很多的英文词汇。Yeah, I saw someone asking what's the usual time I would have live streaming. So it's usually 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. China time, okay? 7:30 and 9:30 China time is the time that I do live stream every day, okay? And at 9 p.m. there will be a replay, okay? So if you don't catch it in the morning time, you can catch it in the evening, okay? ，Yeah。然后呢，所以背单词是非常非常重要的。其实我不觉得需要花太多的时间去，就是语法啦这些东西倒没有那么重要，但是词汇量是真的真的非常重要。所以我觉得就是大家，我知道有很多中国宝宝们哈，你们首先先要花很多的时间去背单词，这个太重要了。你其实说实话，你可能不知道语法，你不知道哪个词该怎么用，但是你把这些词，你按照中文的语法一个个蹦出来以后，老外也能够明白你在讲什么意思。OK， 所以第一步要先去背单词。那你把单词背完了以后，下一步可以做什么事情呢？下一步你可以去练自己的语感。那就可以去，我非常推荐大家去看这种各种各样的迪士尼的动画片哈。我自己很喜欢看迪士尼的动画片，因为动画片里的英语通常发音是最准确的，而且也是最文明的。然后呢，它的词汇呢，因为要给小朋友看，所以用的也会相对更简单一点。相比于去看美剧啊、英剧啊那一些里边可能会比较的复杂。其实我自己虽然英文已经很好了，但是我去看美剧、英剧也不是说我所有都能够明白的。但是你去看动画片就不会有这个问题，所以可以去多看动画片来去练习自己的语感，练习自己的听力。其实我是一直以来都觉得，怎么讲呢？如果你词汇量够多，然后你听的够多了以后，你就自然而然会学会怎么去讲了。因为语法是很难学的嘛。哦，为什么这个后面加这个，那个后面加那个？我小时候也是 very confused when I was learning English, learning all the grammar. However,不好意思，又开始讲英文了。但是之后的话，就是你听多了以后，你自然就知道说，哦，这个之后应该是用的是什么，那个之后应该用的是什么，其实就好了。And to be very honest, when I talk to many of the foreigners, I know that many of the Americans, they don't use the right grammar. 我知道有很多外国人，他们讲英文的时候，他们的语法也是不对的。Like back then when we were little, we learned a lot of like past tense, present tense, future tense, right? 我们学过去式、现在式、将来式。但是后来我跟老外沟通的时候，我会发现很多老外他们其实也是不讲什么过去式、现在式、将来式，都是混着来用的。所以其实语法没有那么重要，在我看来哈。当然了，在中国的这个英文教学里边，大家会花很多的时间精力去教语法 ，right? In our Chinese, in the English learning courses in China, like people pay strong attention to grammar, learning like what's the grammar, you know. 但是我真的觉得 compared to the vocabulary, compared to, you know, listening, speaking, grammar is actually the least important. So I think the purpose of language is about communication, right? As long as people could understand you, what you're saying, that is fine. 只要别人能够通过你表达的语言能够理解你说的话，那其实就足够了。所以其实你用的语法对与错无所谓，只要别人能够理解你笨的这个英文单词代表什么含义，人家听懂了，你把它放成一个句子，人家能听懂就可以了。为什么一定要每句话语法都对呢？我天天早上做的直播里边肯定也有很多的语法错误，对吧？所以其实这个就是我的一些经验分享吧，给中国的宝宝们，好吗 ？OK, yeah, guys. 不好意思，你可以说慢一点吗？Okay, yeah, I give you 98% on your English, very few tense errors. Excellent, thank you, my friend. Yeah, so that's why, like, because back then when we were studying English, we actually study a lot of the grammars. So I would pay lots of attention to the grammar. However, after I really learned English and was able to use English to talk to so many foreigners, I discovered that grammar doesn't really matters a lot, because like many even Americans, like English, like Australian people, when they talk, they don't use the correct grammar. So I feel like having enough vocabulary is most important, and also just train your hearing ability, like the ability to understand English, like just by watching all those like Disney cartoon movies, and then just listen how they speak, and then starting from bit by bit, you will grow, you know, the kind of feeling what are the right way of speaking English, and that is fine. Yeah. Okay, yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining my live today, and tomorrow I will try to see, okay, if I'm good enough, I will start the live streaming. If my cold is not, getting better, I'm just gonna take the rest, okay? Louis the cat, definitely follow your instruction. If I don't feel good, I will definitely take the day off, okay? So tomorrow, I don't guarantee there is a live streaming, but I will try my best, okay, my friends? For those of you who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me, okay? For those of you who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me, okay? Have you followed me? Are you in here? Have you followed me? If you haven't done so, follow me, okay, my friend? Yeah, and thank you so much again for coming to my live streaming every day. And I'm having so many supporters, and all because of you that I keep on doing this live streaming. And thank you so much again. And I look forward to seeing you maybe tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye, my friend. Bye-bye. Yeah.